Hello friends, here Dr. BC, and today in this video episode I am going to show you a comparative video between this Coolpad Note 3 and Redmi Note Prime. This is my Coolpad Note 3 recently bought from Amazon at a cost of 8,999 rupees. For our previous video on this one, please click on the link flashing on your screen. This is my Redmi Note Prime recently bought from Amazon India at a cost of 8,499 rupees. For our previous video on this one, please click on the link flashing on your screen. Now in this video I am comparing both of this phone. If you see both of this phone has same display, around 5.5 inch. Both has a HD display, and if you see the dimension of this phone seems similar in size, while you can see that this Coolpad Note 3 is smaller in height and also in width and also in thickness. The display of this phone is similar, but there is a large display to the body ratio on this Coolpad Note 3. That's why you can see that this Coolpad Note 3 is shorter and less wider as compared to this Redmi Note Prime. Now if you see the layout of this phone, if you can see that on this side of this Coolpad Note 3 you will find a volume rocker, nothing on the Redmi Note Prime. On the top you can find the 3.5mm headphone socket on both of this phone. Here is a secondary microphone for noise cancellation on this Coolpad Note 3, that is on the back, and on this side you will find a volume rocker and the power on off and the standby button on this Redmi Note Prime, whereas only the power on off button and the standby button on this Coolpad Note 3. Here you can find a notch to separate the back cover, where you can separate the back cover with the help of this USB port. On the bottom you will find a microphone on the Redmi Note Prime on this side, on the Coolpad Note 3 on this side. This is a micro USB port for data syncing, charging and OTG function. Both of these phones support the OTG, and on the back you can find that there is a grill at the center here on Coolpad Note 3, whereas the grill is on this side on this Redmi Note Prime. Whereas there are cameras, both are of 13 megapixel on Coolpad Note 3 and Redmi Note Prime, whereas the flash is on the bottom of this camera and on this side, that is the right side, and on the left side of this Coolpad Note 3, and there is a fingerprint scanner on the back of this Coolpad Note 3, and that thing is missing on this Redmi Note Prime. Now let's see the front one. If you see the front you can see that both have the same display, HD display at 5.5 inch, and you will find a receiver speaker. Here is the receiver speaker. You can find a front camera on the left side of this Redmi Note Prime, whereas the front camera is right side of the speaker on this Coolpad Note 3, and the proximity and the ambient light sensor and the notification LEDs are here, and on this stuff the notification LED and the sensors are on this side, the same side. And on both of this phone you will find a touch capacitive reset menu and the back keys. The buttons are backlit on this Redmi Note Prime, whereas there is no backlight on the capacitive touch buttons on this Coolpad Note 3. And if you see the internals, for internals I will show you the CPU Z. You can see that this Coolpad Note 3 is powered by this Mediatek MT6735 processor clocked at 1.3 GHz, whereas on this Redmi Note Prime the processor is from Qualcomm Snapdragon 400 or 410 clocked at 1.21 GHz. It has 8 core, it has 4 cores, and you can see that the clock 4 on this Redmi Note Prime is speed up at 200 MHz to 1.21 GHz, whereas on this Coolpad Note 3 299 MHz to 1.30 GHz. So it is higher in frequency and higher in number, whereas this Qualcomm Snapdragon based Redmi Note Prime, it has low cores and which is also at low frequency. If you see the GPU, here you can see that it has a Adreno 306 at 400 MHz, and here is a Mali T720. Again this phone is higher in specification. Now let's see the device. You can see that both has a 5.5 inch screen display at a HD resolution, and the picture display and the screen density is almost the same, and the total RAM on this Coolpad Note 3 is around 3 GB and here is 2 GB. and the internal storage is around 11.10 GB on this Coolpad Note 3, and here you can find it is around 12.24. That's mean both has the same internal specification. It has the higher RAM, it has a lower RAM. Now let's see the system. You can see that this phone is running, that is Coolpad is running on Android 5.1. Here is a KitKat 4.4.4 and API level 22, here is 19, and you can see the build version. Both are the devices are recently updated, and there is no root access on either of the devices. Now let's see the battery, current power level. You can see that both has the same thing. And if you see the thermal, the temperature on this Redmi Note Prime is quite high as compared to this Mediatek processor. Maximum you can find at 35.4, here is 36. Now let's see the sensor. You can see that this Redmi Note Prime has a large number of sensors as compared to this Coolpad Note 3. You can see that it has an accelerometer, proximity, light, gyro, orientation, magnetic, rotation vector, gravity sensor and linear acceleration sensor. Here you can see that it has a light, proximity, acceleration, AR compass, gyro, uncalibrated gyro, Nemo engine orientation sensor, Nemo engine gravity sensor, Nemo engine linear acceleration sensor, Nemo engine rotation vector sensor and Nemo engine game rotation sensor. So you can see that this Redmi Note Prime has a quite large number of sensors as compared to this Coolpad Note 3. Now let's quit both of these things. Now if you see the benchmark, let's see the save benchmark. Now let's see the AnTuTu benchmark on this phone. Both are running this AnTuTu benchmark 6.0.1, and if you see the score, Coolpad has a score of 37,114, whereas this Redmi it is around 22,604. That's mean the AnTuTu score is 15,000 less in this Redmi Note Prime, which says that this phone has a low in performance. You can see that the 3D score is less, quite less, and UX again you can see that here is 15,000, here is a 7,000, CPU 13,000, 10,000, RAM 4,400 and 4,038. So you can see that in all of the thing, the 3D, UX, CPU and RAM, the Coolpad Note 3 is better as compared to this Redmi Note Prime. Now let's see the rebooting speed on both of this phone. Tap and hold this power button and then tap reboot on both of this phone and then confirmation. You can see that the Coolpad is rebooting. See here you can see that this Coolpad Note 3 is booted up. Slightly behind that Redmi Note Prime is booted. So in terms of the performance, both of this phone has a different in specification. In terms of the performance, this Coolpad Note 3 wins as compared to this Redmi Note Prime. Now what about the warranty of this phone? Both of this phone is covered here in India. Both are come with 1 year of the warranty. The warranty of Xiaomi phones is covered by Xiaomi itself, and whereas the Coolpad is given by SCL. So you have to go to the SCL for any warranty support. So in conclusion, I will say that this Coolpad Note 3 is a winner. It has a higher end specification, comes with a 3 GB of RAM, fingerprint scanner and a higher version of Android. So you can see that this Coolpad Note 3 is the ultimate winner in this comparison. Now this completed this comparison video. If you like this video, give a thumbs up, share and subscribe. The subscription link shown on your screen. And for more videos on such a comparison and upcoming gadgets, technology and many more, keep watching BCD Tech. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.